Alright guys, here's a quick video to show you guys the new Walkera Ladybird QR V2. I got this from Wow Hobbies. It was about 70 bucks, which is a lot cheaper than the original Ladybird with the red shell over here. So I know a lot of you guys are wondering what's the difference with the V2 and why is it actually cheaper. So here is the new V2. It comes with a transmitter, you get the helicopter battery, charger, and the little USB cable for way cheaper than what you can buy just a just the Ladybird itself with minus a transmitter. So here we go. So here's a transmitter that comes with the V2. It's the Devo 4. You can see just your basic 4-channel transmitter. You have dual rates, and that's pretty much it. There's no screen on here, but you could reverse the channels by this little thing over here. It's pretty much you just pop it open, and you have these little ports, and you just reverse it on what channel needs to be reversed. If for instance or any reason why you have to reverse a channel on here. It runs off of 4 AA batteries, and I have my JR11X. You can see it looks very similar to the Devo 4, or both look very similar. Also the Devo 12 looks very similar to my 11X. You can see just the way it looks. It looks pretty cool, but too bad there's no screen on here, but it helps keeps the cost down for you guys, and the dual rate feature does help out a lot for you guys who are flying indoor, because when you hit dual rate, the light turns red or it blinks, whatever, and you get 50% travel, which makes it easier and a little bit more stable when you're flying it, because you don't over control it and slam the Ladybird into a wall or something like that. So here is the Ladybird. So you can see here it comes with the green shell, and just right here next to my red shell, you can see the green is a little bit of a different shape. Let me focus a little bit, and you can see the original, or the first version, or the V1 has more of a oval shape, kind of like a just it's kind of round on the side right here, and on the V2 it's a little bit more pointier, kind of like an egg. You have a fat side and a little skinny side. So it's a little bit difference to it. Not sure if it just mine was just kind of been from shipping or not, but it does look a little bit different, and I just want to point it out for you guys. So here's well, before I get to the main board, show you guys the difference between the two Ladybirds. Another thing that's been improved with the V2 is these little rubber balls down here. You can see I already replaced this motor. This is from my V1, but you can see right here there is no rubber ball, and on the other ones there's a rubber ball. Pretty much this helps when you're having those not so soft landings. You're coming down and you just kind of pop it. The rubber ball does kind of provide some kind of dampening on the hard surface, like a wood floor like what I have here. It also protects the plastic cap and prevent any more damages to the wires that's underneath this cap. Frame's exactly the same, battery's the same. There's not really much of a difference except for this main board over here. Let me flip it around so you guys can see. The receiver board on here is a 2643H Devo edition, and the first one over here, the receiver, you can see Walkera just X's out the receiver, so you can't really, I guess they're trying to hide it or something, I'm not sure, but it's a 2631HD. Still Devo, except not sure if you guys really noticed it, but side by side, change my focus a little bit more, and the V2 is missing the 2 ports over here, unlike the first one. So you can hook up lights to the first one, and you can also update it. And on the V2 there's really no ports. There is holes, I guess, for you to solder on wires, connectors, whatnot. I'm not actually sure if it works or not, so you guys might have to contact Walkera and see if these little holes are actually functional. It would be cool to hook up some lights, kind of like this one. Is very easy to hook up lights. You just hook up the a little LED light, and you can put lights all the way around. Unlike this one, you have this right here. So one thing I did notice when I was flying the V2 was with the new firmware that's already installed onto the V2, from what I heard, it just pretty much eliminates any drifting, unlike the V1. The V1, when I fly for about a minute or two, it tends to want to drift off one direction, and I would always have to come back and add some trim. Unlike the V2, pretty much from start to end, the trimming is just pretty much dead on. There's no need for any trimming on the radio, which is a good thing, because sometimes when you're having too much fun, you just forget to reset your trim for the next battery, unlike the V1. And I already broke a prop on this one, so you guys probably noticed it. Hey, where's all the prop? I just have too much fun flying these Ladybirds, where I fly it a lot. Broke props, broke booms, very easy to replace, and this is why I got the V2, because it was cheaper and you get a radio, so it's a 2-for-1 deal. Plus I don't have the USB or US2 cable to do any update in the first place, so I have no need for the more expensive Ladybird or V1. V2 is a lot cheaper. And also one thing I did notice is there's no telemetry feature on here, so if you're flying with your Devo 8S or any of your telemetry feature radios, you can't read the voltage of the battery. So that could be a bad thing, could be a good thing, but I don't really use that feature too much anyways, because I set my timer when I fly. I always know when to land, how long I've been flying, and just pretty much land after like 6 minutes. So the telemetry feature is not really needed, just because you can't even see the GPS feature, and you can't even see the temperature of the motor. All you can do is see the voltage of the battery, which could be a good thing, but I would rather save that. I would say it's like another $40 and just get the V2, because it's a lot cheaper, and I got this from Wild Hobbies. $70. You can't complain for an awesome flying quad. I love the first Ladybird, but for $70 for this one right here, it flies pretty darn good. Just the same, I didn't really notice anything difference about it. And the Devo 4, you could do flips with this one, except on the binding process. You just gotta put throttle up, follow the instructions. When the light blinks, once it binds, you just pretty much move it up and down 4 times, and the light would turn green, which means you're in 3-axis mode, and you still have that 6-axis mode for that self-leveling and stable flight. And you can still put in 3D mode, except there's just no switches on here to put into flight mode, which is a downside. But cheaper package means more affordability, so that's pretty good for you guys too. So that's pretty much it of this quick look at the new Ladybird V2 from Walkera. So thanks for watching, guys. And also, you guys are probably wondering how this thing flies. Pretty much it flies just like the original one, which I already have a video on there, so you guys probably won't see another video of the V2 unless you guys make enough requests, and I'll probably end up doing it if you guys ask me to, or actually if there's enough interest, I'll probably make another video to show you guys the difference between the two, which is not a lot at all, to be honest. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching.